So, many of you guys were asking me in the last episode. Well then, yes, I know that the Allosaurus has a cool sound effect, that it's the same animation as the awesome looking Ceratosaurus, that the watermelon has no animation and stuff like that. But I did not tell you that the dinosaur number 2099 is actually called a dummy, and it's actually a raptor. It actually used to be in the cage, but I traded him for the more watermelon. Yeah, the dummy is actually a raptor, so pretty interesting. But that's of course not what you guys were asking. What you guys were really asking is, how did you get these animals here? How? It's a creative island, you know, you could just build whatever you want. But you can't build dinosaur pens. Like, the pens aren't in the game. Like, they're completely gone. No matter how hard you look. Like, you can wash your eyes and look, you can wake up in the morning with your freshly cleansed mind, and you can look through all the crafting receipts and shit. I bet you $1 million there's no taming pen or regular pens to be found in this game. Well then, how the hell did you get this makeshift taming pen in here? Well, I imported it from my saved island. So, which is, by the way, an island which I made before the game closed. So does that mean that you actually made 200 taming pens by hand? Yes, I did! It took me over 2 hours, so shut your freaking mouth. Actually not, because Transnova and some of his clanmates actually helped me. I'm so super thankful for them, because if it wasn't for them, I would have never completed these pens as well. So, yeah, I owe you half of my life. So, yep, thank you Transnova, and thank you buddies for actually helping me to build all these pens from some cheap materials, because these are all level 10 taming pens. So, well then, it's a level 10 taming pen. Then how the frick did you fit a Brachiosaurus in here? Well, how did I do that? Because this Brachiosaurus isn't actually a Brachiosaurus. What? Yes, this Brachiosaurus is not a Brachiosaurus. This Brachiosaurus is actually a Zebraceratops. It just looks like Brachiosaurus, but it actually isn't. It's like skin. Yeah, it's the Brachio cosmetic item. This is the Megalosaurus cosmetic item. Like, it's literally applied as a skin. It's the Zebraceratops' entity has been changed into the code for the Brachiosaurus, so it looks like the Brachiosaurus, but it doesn't. If I would actually be able to go into survival mode, and if I would actually open up the pen and look at the Brachiosaurus' name tag, it would be a level 16 Zebraceratops. It would have the stats of level 16 Zebraceratops, and the things required for taming the Zebraceratops would be grass. Which means, yes, if you went up to the T-Rex, to this exact T-Rex, and asked what this T-Rex would have for dinner, it would say crabgrass instead of meat, because these carnivores are all herbivores, because these are actually all Zebraceratops. So, how do I do that? Well, let me tell you guys. So, the first thing you need to do is have the WordPad app installed in your phone. So, I'm gonna leave the link for the WordPad app down in the description, so you guys can go and check it out. So, and then you need to open up the file of your island. So, where it is, I'm actually gonna tell you right now. So, but this varies from phone to phone, so there might be some changes. But for my phone, if you go to Android, you go to data, you see all these weird random comms. If you keep just going down, you'll eventually see Durango Wildlands. Go here, go to files, go to offline, go to Asia G is for your saved island, for recorded islands, and free is what you need for having it's what you need to have in your creative island. So you can see 0 player, 0 world. So 0 player is the person that I'm actually using. And I'm going to do it in the near future, but it's possible for me to move the 2 player to free to 0 player. If you transfer the file, I can actually use my original character with the hanbok, with the green hanbok, instead of the blue Oviraptor costume I'm currently in. So, anyways, if we go to zero world, this is the file which is required to run the Dino Zoo, so which I made. So if you zoom up, this is the island code. So this is what you need to do. So every dinosaur has its own entity number. I'm gonna leave it also. The entity numbers will also be in the description. So let me guys tell you how it is. So you need to find the head of the code. So where's the head of the code? I actually don't know where the head of the code is. So I don't know. Anyways, so where's the head? Entity type. No, that's not the head. Entity ID, textures. There we go. So I think around this is where the code starts. So there are two entity types which people actually mistaken one from each other. So do not mistake the entity type above is alive. So the entity type 6002 is the entity type for the taming pen. It's not for the animal, it's just for the taming pen. And is alive true is a computer. Alive doesn't mean that the animal is alive or not. It's actually a term for the code, that the code is active. So is the code active, is it asking when the PC means is alive. True, which means that the code is active, which means you can see the taming pen. So X, Y, these are the coordinates which are required for the pen. So the pen is located on 165 on X and 46 to Y. The pen takes X 3 and Y 2, which means it's 3 squares wide and 2 squares high. So height 1, so it's for buildings. This code is for houses because you can actually get multiple heights on the buildings. So height 1, so it's just 1 story. Floor null, stories null, has roof null, because these are all for the houses code. So color 0, cage domestication. So textures, decorations, add-ons, these are all the code for the cage domestication. So, and this is the materials that are actually put in into the code. You can actually see ID building attack decrease level 2. So that's actually which means that one of the wood I used for this building is actually flawed. So it had like a green no, it had a gray black dot on it. So it's not good wood, but who cares, honestly. So, and it also has a storage increase buff of level 8. If I could literally make a level 225 building attack decrease, but I don't know what that's gonna do to the game, so I'm not gonna do it. So this is just more things such as that. So how big is this domestic cage? It has 20 storage. It has 5 stored remaining, so which means that the Zebraceratops took up 15 size. So now this is the code for the dinosaur. The entity type is 2114, which I don't know which dinosaur it is. I'll have to look through the code. But the pet entity type is 3066, which means that I actually don't know what the pet entity type is. I only know that the entity type is the skin of the dinosaur. So 2114 is gonna be so. Anyways, basically 2027 is the default code for the Zebraceratops. Pet entity type is whether it's a pet or not, tamed or not. I think that's what it is. Level 13, so it was a level 13 Zebraceratops. Generation 1, rank null. Null, I don't know what that means. So I think that means that the rank isn't decided yet. Total time domesticated since until some random time. Success rate, you can see that. And eatable tags, so these are all the elements that the Zebraceratops could eat. So even if I put in the T-Rex on the skin code, which is entity type is the 2114, and let's say that that's a carnivore, still you can see that it only eats herbs and flowers and stuff like that. So let's get the clipboard away. No, go away. There we go. So domesticated faults and stuff like that. So yeah, and you can see that that's the code. So you just need to change the entity number over here. So do not change the entity number of the building. So now, once you actually finished it, you actually want to go ahead and move your tamed island. Once you actually created your lovely little island of Dino Zoos, you want to go and move move the island to the creative island, because you want to build more. You don't want to have a plain huge island with some 100 dinosaur pens. You want to actually have buildings with them. You want to have tourists watching the dinosaurs and stuff like that. So how do I do that? Well, that's also pretty simple, because I'm a genius. So let's look at that. Files offline. So AGG, Zero World is the normal Dino Zoo. But if I go to free, Zero World over here is the island for the creative mode. So let's go to Zero World on creative mode and look at that. So this is the code for the creative mode. So let's actually go over here. But there's one thing that, which means that you literally copy the text to another, to the folder in the creative islands, which means that your folder that's like everything's gonna be exactly the same. So the devs actually put in a little security measure to your save the recorded island, and that is they made it deliberately so that you cannot change the anything so that has been in the code. So imagine if I had a pen with a Zebraceratops in my saved island, recorded island, and I would move the file to the creative island. If I went to the creative island, you would probably see the Zebraceratops in the pen. That's cool. So, but you decided to have a little relaxing time, so you put a log bench right next to the Zebraceratops pen. You log out, you log back in, the log bench is gone, because the devs made it deliberately so that you cannot change the island. So you cannot change how it looks, which is stupid. I don't know why the hell they would even bother putting that in. But anyways, and I actually found a way to disable that as well. So if you go all the way to the back, you would actually look at this. That's the island code. So do not change this. If you screw up and change some of this, I have no idea how to change that back. So do not touch these codes. These are very vital codes. Do not touch them. You keep going down. Down. You would say persistent. That's the code that you need. If you move your saved island, the persistent will be marked as true, whether on a creative island, the persistent will be marked as false, which means that the island is not persistent. So you can change whatever you want. And you need to change the bottom code over here on persistence from true, which used to be the case, to false. Now that you've done that, you can now go back to your creative island and have a little, let's place in something obvious. Let's see, rotten log. Let's place in a rotten log. Rotten log over here. So now let's log out and log back in. And let's see if the log is actually still logged on to the game. So that was not a pun intended. Like, it just happened. So anyways, let's see if the log is still there or whether the log has been removed. If the log's gone, I'm in big trouble. Nope, I'm not. I am a genius. This proves that I'm a computer genius. Man, I should become a professional hacker than a paleontologist, but no, because dinosaurs are my passion. So you see this rotten log. You have no idea how long I've searched for the code to make things persistent. Turns out it was at the very bottom. So rotten log removed. So now the log's gone. So yeah, which didn't used to be the case when you actually had normal stuff on. So now you can customize your island. You can have a pagoda sauna. You can have people. You can have dinosaurs. You can have have dinosaurs on roaming. So yeah, the dinosaur roaming codes actually still haven't been completely discovered. They haven't been researched throughout yet. I'm doing it right now. As soon as the results are in, I'm gonna make a video about it. But right now, research is still in progress. So yeah, but honestly, like, come on, like you got pretty much every dinosaur in the game tameable. You can already have them roaming, but for those extra people that want a roaming Brachio or Allosaurus, so which includes me. So anyways, well, that have to be about next episode, because I actually have no idea how roaming animals work right now. So right now, I don't want to code anymore. I just want to go and relax. I'm just gonna place roads in. I just want to Yeah, I just want to build. Like, I'm gonna do what this island was meant for. I am gonna build a freaking road. So anyways, guys, if you have enjoyed this episode, leave a like. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. If there's any questions that you still need to get answered, please put it in the comment section. I will do my best to research and figure out how things work. So, if you have enjoyed this episode, leave a like. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, may the Jurassic Spirit be with you. Bye-bye.